Hello and welcome to this week's platform meeting. It's April 16th, Thursday, April 16th. We don't have too much on our agenda this week, so let's just dive in. And if anything comes up, please add it to the agenda and posting it on the SUMO channel. All right. So, do we have anything for the roundtable? Anything you guys want to discuss? Anything that's unclear? Anything to feedback on? If not, we can move on to our roadmap items. And I can give a quick status update on all of those, and feel free to interrupt if you have any questions or anything you want to say about any of those roadmap items. First one is iOS on SUMO, making sure that once we have Firefox for iOS, it is actually supported on our platform. All the bits for that are actually in the current sprint. So hopefully we will be ready for Firefox on iOS way before it's actually launched, and it gives us a bit of time to fix things if necessary. Then the next one is Buddy Up for Desktop. So we will be reviewing the schedule for this once Romina is back. She's currently this week actually on PTO. So once she's back, we are going to review the schedule for this because screen sharing is only being rolled out with Firefox 38. So before that, and 38 is being released on May 12th. So before that is ready, we cannot actually start with this. So we will go back on that for now and review our options. So hopefully we will have an updated schedule and everything ready next week. That's also the reason why we moved it out of the current sprint and moved more of our 25% items into the current sprint. So we will have to make sure that the pieces for Buddy Up for Desktop still land this quarter, and we might have to reshuffle things for that.
And one thing to add to this, there is a thread open in the forums, so if you want to provide feedback about this whole idea around experimenting with screen sharing on desktop, please answer to the thread. And of course, if you want to participate and see how that works, do let us know, so we can create a small task force to drive this.
So can you put the thread in the Etherpad?
Yes. We'll do.
All right. The next one is article page redesign. So last week we did the prioritization with Joni, and you can see it linked on the travel board. And you can see what the status is of every user story there. So we are starting with the P1s to get, and the next step is to get UX for them. Joni is actually going to do that for now. And once we have the UX, we are going to write the acceptance criteria and get estimations for them. It seems like we will only have time for the P1s there, the ones that are marked in red on the travel board. But depending on the estimates, we might be able to take on more. We currently have 2 sprints scheduled for the article page redesign. All right. The next one is Unified Ask a Question page. So this week is the start of the collection of base data for this. So then after that, we are going to get UX, which Madalena is going to work on, and hopefully after that we can get some estimations and then put it on the road. Put it into the sprint. Next one is mobile product page redesign. Same thing here. It's the beginning of the quarter, so we are just having that prioritized Once we are done with the product article page, Joni is going to start working on the UX for this. And once we have that ready, again, the next steps are writing acceptance criteria and getting an estimation for them, for those user stories. But I think implementation for them is scheduled for June, if I'm not mistaken. So there's we still have some time left to get that done. We will start with that work once we are done with the article page redesign. And the last item on our roadmap list here is the search quality. So for that, we haven't started the work yet. The next step would be to write user stories to see what we actually want to improve for search. But since we said that this might actually fall off the list, we haven't started the work for this yet, and it only needs to be ready at the end of June. So no progress there yet, but hopefully starting with that sometime in the next month. That is our current status. It's very early in the quarter still, so a lot of it is just getting started. But if you have any feedback, now is the perfect time to get in there. And now it's still easy to change direction on these things. It gets harder the further we are in the quarter. All right.
Question. About your search improvement, who's going to be the main contact for user stories?
Joni.
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a pretty tricky thing. So we are calling it search improvements, but the hardest part is to figure out what are the things that are wrong now, and how would it look like if it was done right? Like just defining that is a very difficult task already. And after that, of course, the next question is how do we get there? Because we do not want to write our own search engine. We have something that we can, it seems like, modify in parts, but we don't want to rewrite that. So we have to figure out how to get there with the technology that we have. So this is a very difficult thing for us to figure out. And yeah, the hardest part will be to figure out actually what is currently wrong. And I think Joni already started to work on that, but we have limited data on it. We used to have good quantitative data, and we don't have that anymore because we switched to using live search, which is a huge improvement in search and user experience. Getting results as you type your question.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, it's a great improvement for users, for the user experience. But it also takes away some of the feedback signals that we were getting before, like when people refine their search. That is a very good signal that you have to do something about that. But with live search, like search that is continuously refined, that signal is gone, or mostly gone. So yeah, we had this issue last year, and we haven't actually really figured out a way to get back to quantitative data. So this is hard. And I'm not sure if Joni has, maybe there is anything else you want to add to that, Joni?
Yeah, I think the data would have to be more qualitative because when I was doing the testing, yeah, I think that I got some insight on how, like, what people thought of the ranking, the relevance of the results. Well, I know it's going to be hard, but like, is it difficult, for instance, to remove, I don't know, like, to weigh the descriptions or the body of the articles less, or just take it out of, like, how the articles are weighted in search, or weighted in search?
You mean the body of an article? It should not have an effect on the weighting or on the ranking in the search?
Yeah, that's just one of my thoughts, because we get really, like, tenuously related articles because it has like a keyword in the body. So I was thinking maybe just title and tags and search summary.
Mike, is that actually something that we can experiment with?
Yes. I mean, when we ask for related things, and when we ask for searches, we do specify what fields to use and what weights those fields have. So we can tweak that.
Yeah, I mean, like experiment in the sense of like on the production side, can we give like one set of results to one group and another set of results to another group?
I think so. It wouldn't be simple, but I think we could do it.
Joni, I'm guessing that would be helpful to you then, right?
Yeah, that'd be helpful to me. I mean, it doesn't have to happen right now, but I'm just trying to think of our options for this.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is not going to be an easy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main issue is just that there's a lot of code related to the search stuff, and it's not the easiest to work with. So it'll be difficult to make sure we get everything, like we get everything when we change stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. All right. So as I said, the work on this, we really haven't started, or I haven't started working with Joni on this. If anybody is interested in this, we can make sure that we have a meeting for this, or keep people informed about this outside of this, and you can take part of in that, of course.
Yeah, I'm still interested in the search for sure.
So I mean, we will keep updating everyone here in the platform meeting. But if you want to take part in that process, let me know. I can make sure that you're interested. Like I said, we haven't started that yet, but we will probably do that in May later in.
Oh, I forgot to add that I did put user stories in the Trello board, but I'm not based on like the user testing I did so far. So I will go ahead and paste it on the Etherpad.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't created. So Joni, I'm guessing you created the Trello board for that then, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So that's all that we have. Everything that we have on the roadmap items. One thing I wanted to mention is last week we talked about Adrian, our new part-time SUMO developer, coming on board and doing work on the advanced search. So that is now officially in the sprint. Well, it's not officially in the sprint, but Adrian is going to work on that in this sprint. So you're going to see some movement on that. Of course, it's still the code base is new for Adrian, so he's just getting started, and we really don't know how much time it's going to take him, and like what obstacles there are going to be for him. So it's not guaranteed that it will be delivered in the sprint. We haven't estimated it properly, I think, so because we also don't know his time. So he's just going to start on that and work on it as his first big project. And since this is bonus time for us, it seems like the appropriate thing to do. But you are probably going to see movement on that soon. And I know that a lot of people are going to be happy about that here. Just wanted to mention that. Any other topics? Anything else to talk about?
Kadir,
Yeah, Safa.
yeah. Can we implement like web notification in our SUMO page? Like if anyone ask a question in our forum and enable the notification web notification API, we can send notification to them when their question has been answered. So they will get like good support from us. Can we work on that?
Technically, it should be possible. It's not on our roadmap so far, And I'm not sure if...
It's not on your roadmap, but can be like something in the next sprint or something like that. Can we implement this?
So if it's not on our roadmap, we usually do things in our 25% time. But our 25% time is restricted to small things, like paper cuts, bug fixes, small features. But web notifications seem like they're bigger ticket items, so we would have to put that on our roadmap. And of course, because it takes time, we have to weigh that against the benefit of implementing other things that we currently have on our roadmap. So generally, the way this works is that the champion for a certain area, in this case Madlena for the support forums, has a backlog of things that he or she thinks is important to work on. And we take from that backlog things into the current sprint or into the roadmap for this quarter or next quarter. So we can certainly talk about things here in the platform meeting. But if you want to put something on the roadmap, the best way to go about it is to talk to the champion of that area. And for the support forum, that's Madlena, because she has an overview of like what she would like to work on next. And maybe web notifications is a good thing to do, and she can prioritize that high on her list. Yeah, I understand. It's maybe not that satisfying at the moment.
So in this case, Safwan, the best way to go around it is to just open a thread in the contributors forum with your proposal, like what are the things that you'd like to see done, so that we can discuss there and then make a decision if this is something that we can put on the roadmap or not. That's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, we'll just like go around in circles.
Cool. Exactly.
Yeah, I would certainly love to have something like that. It will make, we have that for Buddy Up and it's working really well. Something similar, real-time notifications. They changed the whole dynamic of the question, answer, the back and forth that we have for and helping. But it seems like it's a big project. All right. Anything else we should talk about? If not, then that's it. So thank you for participating this week again, and I'll see you all again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Ciao, cheers. See you there.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, Kadik. Bye, Topal.
Bye.
Bye, Safwan.
Bye, Roland.